You're coming up doing some comedy for us. Woo, woo.
Oh yeah.
How we doing tonight? Woo! Good to be back. TG motherfucking IF. So I just finished summer camp. That shit was crazy. I'm not a camper. I'm a unit head. I manage the counselors. Anyway, it was exhausting. Kids have so much more energy than I do. Speaking of like being lethargic, a lot of times I don't feel nervous. I don't feel excited. A lot of times I don't feel anything. It's called depression. Yeah. I told my therapist that I was happy recently. She said not to worry about it. It's probably a side effect. Yeah. So I love archery. That's a hobby I've been doing for most of my life. I found out recently that it's a gay app. It kind of ruined the whole thing for me. It's like, do white men have anything? Like, I thought shooting a compound bow was a fringe enough hobby that no one was going to ever take it from me. But I was wrong. Speaking of wild takes, I think breast reduction surgery is kind of interesting. Like, you got options, you know. You got chiropractor, you got super suit if they're into like Marvel. You got you got an exoskeleton if they're like an engineer or something. But then if you put the shoe on the other foot, like if you think about dudes having back problems from having like big dicks, they would never ever get reduction surgery. They would just deal. They'd be like, I have back problems, but guess what else I have? Right? They would take that deal. That's the compromise that men would settle for. Yeah. Let's see. So I'm Jewish. That's not a joke, but I do like to joke about it. I was thinking about a brigade of all Jews, if they're all like in firefighting together, just a Jewish fire brigade. They pull up to the fire or whatever, and they start putting out the fire, and then the chief comes out and he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this? You guys know how expensive this water shit is?" Yeah. You guys know why there isn't a Jewish pope? It's because two Jews can't agree on anything. Yeah. My best friend is Catholic, so we're gonna open up a law firm called Guilt and Shame Incorporated. We're only going to represent people who've been molested. Some of my, so some of my friends are rabbis. I think an even more funny Jewish job is being a moil. That's just all you do day in, day out is you circumcise babies. And like that's your job 24/7. It's just circumcision. And it's so a rabbi, my friend who's a rabbi is asking a moil, like, what do you make in a year? Like, what's that salary like? And the moil just goes, I just keep the tips. Yeah. Some of my family is more religious than me. They're Hasids, like the super Jews. And I like to say Hasidim, but I don't believe them. Yeah. You got Black Friday. That's kind of ambitious. I mean, I don't know. First of all, if you're gonna have Black Friday, you'd think it would be in February, right? So that's already confusing. But then, what's next? Like, what's the next holiday? Like Jew Tuesday? So I love movies. I was thinking, what if in Good Will Hunting? It's basically the same movie, except Matt Damon is he goes full retard. He's still a janitor, but he thinks he's solved the math problem by just going, park the car in Harvard Yard. Oh wait, that's the movie Rain Man. So the musical Rent is always funny to me. It's like, it's New York City. You guys really thought you could get away with never paying rent? Like, how is that supposed to work? I'm just kidding. I know that's not what Rent is about. Anyway. I was walking along the beach the other day, and there was a quadriplegic woman crying. And, I'm a sympathetic guy, so I walk over. I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I've never been hugged before. Like, in my head, I'm like, that makes sense, you don't have arms, but, like, I'm trying to be nice, so I'm like, all right, so I give her a hug, pretty good hug for someone with no arms or legs, and, she's still crying, so I'm like, what's up? And she's like, I've never been kissed before. So I'm like, all right, she's, like, decent looking, so I give her a peck. I'm about to keep walking, but she's still crying. I'm like, what? Like, I don't have all day. She's like, I've never been fucked before. I'm like, okay. So I pick her up, I throw her in the ocean, and I go, now you're fucked. Yeah, we getting dark tonight, folks. Yeah. I was thinking, our first black president was Barack Obama, but if we had one before that, who would it have been? And then it came to me suddenly. Andre Jackson. I can just see him. Let's go fuck up the British, y'all. After that, we can hit my steakhouse. Andre's Steakhouse. I don't know. Maybe I just have brain rot. Speaking of brain rot terms, I was thinking it'd be funny to like not have slang down. You're out here like mixing up like Riz with Jizz or something. Bro, like, I rizzed all over this girl's face the other day. Like, bro, I was spitting so much jizz the other day with the ladies. Because they sound similar, but they mean very different things. Yeah. So I want to be a kept husband for a smoking hot rich MILF. And I'll find one like right across the street from where my parents live. We'll both be grabbing the paper one day, and my parents will see me in like a really fancy bathrobe. They'll be like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?" You know? And I'll just be like, "Howdy, neighbor." I'm nice. I'll let the husband of the hot MILF live in our garage. Their kids will need to talk someday. I'll just size them up and down and be like, "It's not gonna happen for you guys. I don't see it." I'll install a jaunty ringtone doorbell on our house instead of paying their private school tuition. Spent like $9,000 on a doorbell that can play the Sanford and Sons theme, but it's programmed only for me. If anyone else uses that shit, I will not be happy. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was thinking it'd be kind of funny to have a horse racer, like the announcers at a horse race. They talk really fast, and they're heating up. They talk like this, It'd be funny if they narrated a sex scene in a movie. They'd be like, "Oh, they're taking off each other's clothes. They're starting to kiss. Oh, they're feeling each other up. He's taking his penis out. He's putting it inside of her. He's getting close. She's not. He finished. She didn't. And that's sex." Speaking of announcers, I was thinking it would be kind of funny if you could program like the NBA 2K announcers to just say whatever you want. Like instead of being like, "He's heating up," or like, "From downtown," you could just make it like brain rot stuff, like, "He's red pill," or "She's turning trans." I don't know. Yeah, that'd be funny to me. Maybe I'm just twisted. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do my Seinfeld before I get out of here. Anybody watch Seinfeld? That was my shit growing up. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. So he's kind of like, "Well, George, the other day I was, remember when I was thinking about when I banged that 17-year-old. Remember? I was so good at comedy in the 90s. People let me marry her. No one called me on it. I'm too good." That was a wild time for comedy. That's probably part of what caused me to. It's crazy to be like that popular. People are like, "Let him get away with it." Jerry, what are you doing, Jerry? "George, I'm Seinfeld. I can do what I want." "Jerry, it's wrong." "It's wrong, Jerry." Anyway, that's my time. Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah.
Woo! Jacob Englander.